to use for their own purposes, their own gain. And there are lots of this going on. That's how they achieve. Somebody will be in the same situation and will be saying that, God says and God says and God says. And a woman isn't ready to think carefully to ask himself these questions. Why that you believe in God so much and yet your life is a wreck? Or why do you believe in God, doing a God who does all these things? Because behind the scene, when they go into the households and make captive of these women, I'm sure they don't tell the women of the abilities of which the God that they believe in is. Maybe their conversation becomes more normal or more human approach. Oh, they sort of work straight and make their request and say, okay, could you do this for me? Or can you do that for me? Or could you put this, could you, they sort of come up with a straightforward, normal life approach, ignoring the complete demonstration of faith. Because how else can I explain? But already the text is revealing to me and you here of a nature of people who have no faith. Neither do they have any God. Neither do they have any communication with God. Because if you do have communication with the God of Jehovah or the God of the Bible, and this challenge is there for anybody who had the same faith of the God of the Bible, or use the Bible, or believe that the Bible is authentic, I want to reveal to you the silliness that you are into, or the Quran, whichever way you find yourself, the silliness you are into. If you are in this and knowing all the power and ability that has been told or been revealed to you in the book, and your relations with your God, you are now able to ask God to demonstrate the slightest thing or a little thing for you in front of those that you claim the faith to, or those that you make your claim to know or to have a God, to people that you make those claims to demonstrate that your God, to demonstrate something, then you are making a fool out of yourself. And just as he's saying here, putting up a form of godliness, but you have no God, you are empty. He gives example in 8, verse 8. He says, now as Jonas and Jambres resisted Moses, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds, disapproved concerning the faith. They are disapproved concerning the faith. You understand? Because there is nothing that, if you are in such a situation, you are doing, demonstrating that you are proving that you have a faith. And if you can demonstrate that you have a faith, why do you practice it? Why do you put up the form of godliness? Why do you stand on a platform and call on the name of any God whom you cannot prove or you cannot show for 1 minute? Or why do you use even God's name? If you are using God's name, use it right. Use it in a sense of what you stand for, in a sense of hoping that He will do something. But you claiming faith in the sense of you're sort of demonstrating the evidence to people, saying this is what I think a God is, or I think I have a God and my God has done that, or my God can do that for me. Yet probably you are out there every day desperately wanting, desperately demanding from people. Are you saying God is making you get that from people? And God is giving you, your God is giving you the privilege, just like the Jew or the the Arab will say that the land belongs to us because God says so. I mean, if God says that the land belongs to you, or God says that this very thing belongs to you, why do you have to fight for it? It belongs to you anyway. God created everything, isn't it? God gave you the land. Why are you defending it? You don't need to defend it. If God gave you that land, nobody will take the land from you. It's not about you defending it. You don't need to defend it in that sense. You know, if so long as God has decreed it and it is the word of God from the Torah or from the Bible or from the Quran, what is your problem? Why do you have to worry? Is God not capable of giving you the thing? Is it not His? In the human sense, if I give a will and the law and the courts approve it and I give it to anybody, can anybody challenge or disprove my wishes and say no? Even though He says so, we will not give it out to we will not give it out to you or to that person. No, it is even in the human sense. You know, in the approach of the human sense, if something belongs to me and I give it to somebody with assurance of what documents backing it, who would they dare to challenge my wishes? Nobody. No human being will do that. Everybody at the normal sense will not do that. So if anybody gets something from me and I gave it to that person doesn't need to go and get an army of whatever to protect it. It is his. He has every reason to prove it. There are so many properties or assets out there that doesn't need an army of soldiers surrounding it because it is theirs. They have got it approved by everybody, accepted. But there is doubt about the book and its authenticity. If there isn't, why should there be an army guarding countries? Why should there will be border in America? Why should they have demarcation, which they have to let that army monitor their borders every day, that nobody just come in? Because people took those lands. We found ourselves in this great, magnificent, unique universe or earth. You know, we found ourselves here, and we have to, in our sentimental ideas of ours, wherever we got it from, or whatever state that's our true nature. We decided to grab whatever we wanted. Population was growing every day. Everybody was capturing, inspired by others who were so much selfish and greedy, and they were that type that always want to live pompous and live on top and be sort of glorified or honored or appreciated, whichever way. They call themselves names. They made themselves whatever. So they, in every sense, rather people behind them, and they always, it's like ruling the other people. Let's establish ourselves. Now we have established countries. Before, it was more of empires. There were empires out there. Now it is countries. And the country needs to be protected. The whole land of Britain or America or Ghana or Nigeria, whatever it is, the people of that country have to have some documents that know that this is our country, accepted that everybody, neighbors should know that this is their country, and that nobody has to, trespass into it. And so there are borders there, but you don't really, you don't have every military man at every, where there is, that kind of sensitivity in the land. You realize that every border, every piece of place, there must be some military guide there to protect the land. Because there's dispute as to whether the land belongs to the people in there or not. Just like if you go to Israel or any other places, there's a constant monitoring of every single place where that whole entire land demarcation of the area is being protected.